Welcome to Weekly Neurology Deep Dive. This deep dive is for educational purposes only and doesn't have any commercial intent.
Right.
We'll be providing a quick overview of a recent neurology paper, but we always recommend you read the full paper for a complete understanding.
Of course.
Today we're deep diving into a phase 3 trial,
Okay.
exploring a new drug for generalized myasthenia gravis, or GMG.
Very relevant.
It's called LUMINESCE, and it investigated satralizumab, a monoclonal antibody that targets the IL-6 receptor.
Interesting target.
Now, you might be thinking, why IL-6?
Well, in GMG, the communication between nerves and muscles breaks down
Right.
because of an autoimmune attack.
Mhm.
And this leads to, really significant muscle weakness for these patients. It can be quite debilitating.
Right,
And preclinical studies show that IL-6...
which is a cytokine.
Exactly.
Mhm.
A cytokine orchestrates these immune responses
Yeah.
and might be a key player in this attack.
So by targeting IL-6, we're trying to calm down the immune system's attack on that very important communication hub, the neuromuscular junction.
Precisely. And in this trial...
LUMINESCE.
Yes, LUMINESCE involved 188 patients with GMG,
Okay.
and it's important to note that 89% of them, so the vast majority,
Wow.
had antibodies against the acetylcholine receptor,
Which is...
ACRIG.
Yeah, ACRIG, and that's really important because...
It is, because we know that ACR antibodies are found in about 80% of GMG cases.
Right, so the most common.
Exactly. So this trial becomes very applicable to, most neurologists who are dealing with GMG.
In their everyday practice.
Exactly.
So this is something that they can really use.
For sure.
So let's get to the heart of it. Did satralizumab actually work?
Well, the results are pretty intriguing. After 24 weeks,
Okay.
patients receiving satralizumab showed a statistically significant improvement
Right.
in their MG-ADL scores compared to the placebo group.
And just to remind our listeners, the MG-ADL is a patient-reported measure of how GMG impacts daily activities.
Exactly.
So it's how they're feeling.
Day-to-day stuff.
Speaking, swallowing, even brushing your teeth. So a lower score actually means easier daily life.
Exactly.
That's what we want to see.
That's what we like.
So that's encouraging. But was it clinically meaningful? Did they actually feel a difference?
Right, and that's where it gets interesting, because while it was statistically significant, it was considered a small improvement.
Okay.
So the difference in the change from baseline in MG-ADL scores between the satralizumab group and the placebo group was Medico 1.02.
Medico 1.02.
Yeah.
So is that something that patients are really going to notice? Are they going to feel that in their day-to-day lives?
That's the question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always important to look beyond statistical significance to clinical relevance.
Right. And for, a practicing neurologist,
Absolutely.
they're going to have to consider, is this improvement worth it?
Right.
Is it worth prescribing this new drug?
Especially with potential costs and side effects.
Exactly. So did the trial look at any other measures besides the MG-ADL to gauge improvement?
They did. They also used the QMG score,
Right.
which is a clinician-administered assessment.
Okay.
And the results there were pretty consistent with the MG-ADL findings.
Interesting.
Small, but statistically significant improvements.
So we're seeing this signal across different measurement tools. But I do want to go back to something you mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
That plateau effect,
It's concerning.
that really makes you think, right?
Yeah, so during the open-label extension, so everyone knows they're getting the drug at that point,
Right.
no further improvement was observed.
So it plateaus.
It plateaus.
And this raises questions about the drug's long-term effectiveness, right?
Absolutely.
Is it just masking symptoms?
Right.
Or is there something else going on?
What's happening with IL-6 long-term?
Yeah, what is its role in this disease?
Exactly.
So that's a very important point for neurologists to think about, because if it plateaus,
Right.
what happens to the patient long-term?
Right. Are they going to need additional therapies?
Well, they're going to regress.
Exactly.
So many questions there, but before we go further into those,
Sure.
I do want to talk about safety.
Of course. Very important.
What did this trial, the LUMINESCE trial, reveal about satralizumab's safety profile?
Well, the safety data is encouraging. Satralizumab showed a very similar safety profile to the placebo. Most of the adverse events were mild to moderate, like, headaches, infections,
Okay.
injection site reactions, things like that.
So pretty standard.
Yes, nothing too concerning.
But it does make you wonder, if we're thinking long-term,
Mm-hmm.
Will we continue to see this safety profile,
Right. Will it hold up?
especially with continued use?
Right. So we need that long-term safety data.
Because we are targeting a key player in the immune system here.
Absolutely.
We are targeting IL-6.
It's a big deal.
So, thinking about both the efficacy and the safety, where do these findings leave us in terms of the potential for satralizumab?
Well, the researchers concluded that while it shows some promise,
Okay.
more research is needed.
And what kind of research are they thinking about?
Well, why was the effect size so small?
Right.
And could it be more effective in certain GMG subtypes?
Because this trial was mostly focused on ACRIG positive GMG, right?
Correct. 89%.
89%. But there are other subtypes?
There are, like MuSK
Mono.
or P4.
Could it be more effective in those?
Potentially. They did look at a small group of patients with MuSK positive GMG.
Okay.
But it was so small that you can't really draw any conclusions from it.
So we need more research there
We do.
to see if it could be viable for those patients.
Absolutely.
So, we need to be cautious about extrapolating these findings to other subtypes.
For sure.
But it does offer valuable insights into IL-6, and it opens up possibilities for, more personalized treatment.
More targeted treatments.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's exciting. Yeah, it sounds like we're really on the cusp of some major breakthroughs in how we treat GMG.
I think so.
But before we, get too far ahead of ourselves,
Right.
I do want to step back and think about how we're managing GMG right now.
Sure.
I mean, there have been some significant advances in recent years.
Absolutely.
We've seen new therapies targeting different parts of the immune system.
Like complement inhibitors.
Complement inhibitors, neonatal Phe receptor antagonists.
All kinds of new things.
And these have been game changers for a lot of patients.
They have.
But GMG is complex.
It is.
It's heterogeneous.
Very much so.
What works for one patient may not work for another.
Absolutely.
So even with these advances, we still don't have a one-size-fits-all approach.
No.
Personalized medicine is key here.
Still so important.
So, this research, this LUMINESCE trial,
Mm-hmm.
it's vital because it helps us understand the nuances of this disease.
Yes.
And how we can develop these more personalized treatment strategies.
Absolutely.
This deep dive has given us a lot to think about.
It has.
What stands out to you?
Well, I think IL-6 inhibition has potential, but we have to be balanced.
Right.
We saw these modest but, statistically significant improvements. We
Yes.
saw that plateau.
Right. Concerning.
A reassuring but, potentially temporary safety profile.
Mm-hmm.
So lots to consider.
It seems like we're just starting to understand
Yeah, just scratching the surface.
its intricacies of IL-6
and
its role in GMG.
We need more research.
We do. We need to unravel how it contributes to the different subtypes.
Yes.
We need to figure out who would benefit the most.
Right.
And how long should they be treated?
Very important questions.
How long can they be treated safely?
Exactly.
So, all these questions need to be answered by future research.
Yeah, they do.
And speaking of future research, that's what we'll be exploring in the next part of our deep dive.
Excellent.
We're going to explore how these findings could really shape the future of how we manage GMG.
Looking forward to it.
So, stay tuned.
Welcome back to Weekly Neurology Deep Dive. Before the break, we were discussing the LUMINESCE trial, exploring satralizumab as a potential treatment for GMG. We uncovered some promising but also perplexing findings.
Right.
So now let's shift gears a little bit and think about what these findings actually mean.
Right. For the neurologists out there
Exactly, for neurologists like yourself.
who are treating GMG
On the front lines.
day in and day out.
Yeah. So how do we take this research?
Yes. How do we apply it?
And actually translate it into, better care for our patients?
This is where the rubber meets the road, right?
This is it.
How can we use this to actually help our patients?
That is the million-dollar question. And while satralizumab isn't currently approved for GMG,
Right.
it's still really important to understand its potential role.
So we can stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. Stay ahead of those advancements.
So let's imagine for a second
Okay.
that satralizumab is available.
Okay.
How would you approach incorporating it into your practice?
Well, first and foremost, for me, I would read that paper.
Read the full paper,
The entire thing. Don't just rely on the summaries.
not the abstract.
Not the abstract. You really need to dive in.
Understand the nuances?
All the details, the methodology, the results, any limitations of the study.
Because we have to have that full picture.
We can't make those informed decisions based on sound bites.
Right, right. And then, of course, I'm thinking about the patient in front of me.
Yes, of course.
What is their specific subtype of GMG?
How severe is it?
What other treatments have they already tried?
What are their preferences?
Exactly. What are their
What
goals?
do they want?
Because personalized medicine
Is key.
is so important in GMG.
There's no one-size-fits-all.
Absolutely not.
Every patient's unique.
And their care plan needs to be tailored to them.
Exactly.
And I'd also want to have an open and honest discussion with them
Of course.
about, the potential benefits.
The risks.
Based on what we know from this trial,
We need transparency.
we need shared decision-making.
Absolutely. The patient needs to be involved.
So it really comes down to staying informed
Yes.
and critically evaluating the evidence,
Mm-hmm.
but then using all of that information
Right.
to create that individualized treatment plan.
Tailored to that specific patient.
Absolutely, and that's good neurological care.
That's what we strive for.
Now let's get a little bit more specific.
Okay.
Imagine you have a patient, AChR-IgG, positive GMG.
Okay.
They haven't responded to the standard treatments.
Steroids, immunosuppressants.
Those haven't worked for them. Could satralizumab be a viable option?
It's a possibility, but we have to be realistic.
Right.
The trial did show improvements
Mm-hmm.
in MG-ADL QMG scores,
Right.
but those improvements were modest.
Well,
We can't forget the plateau effect.
right. They might not continue to improve.
That initial improvement might not last.
So we need to manage expectations.
We do. It might offer some relief.
But
It's unlikely to be a cure.
right, it's not a cure-all.
No.
But the safety profile,
Right.
that's encouraging.
It is encouraging,
From what we saw in the trial.
at least in the short term.
Now, what about patients with the other subtypes?
Yeah, the MUS.
The MuSK, the LRP4,
The trial really didn't give us enough information
to tell.
to assess effectiveness in those subtypes.
So we need more research
We do.
before we can recommend it for those patients.
For sure.
So we need to stick to what we know.
Evidence-based practice.
Exactly. Avoid extrapolating from one subtype to another.
Absolutely. But this trial did highlight the need for more research.
Mm-hmm.
There's still so much we don't know about GMG.
We need to better understand the role of IL-6 in these different subtypes.
Yes.
And, who would benefit the most from IL-6 inhibition?
And the long-term effect.
Right, the long-term effects of satralizumab.
How long should treatment last?
So many questions
So many questions.
that future research will hopefully answer.
Absolutely. And these answers could really impact how we manage GMG in the future.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff.
It is.
Now I want to, broaden our perspective a little bit.
Okay.
What are the implications of this research for neurology as a whole?
I think this really shows the
Mm,
progress we're making.
in understanding autoimmune diseases.
Yes.
Yeah.
And developing these targeted therapies.
It's amazing what we're learning
It's incredible.
about the immune system.
And it gives us hope
Mm-hmm.
that we'll be able to continue making strides in treating these really difficult conditions,
And ultimately
improve patients' lives.
give them back their independence.
It's a great time to be in neurology.
It is. And speaking of exciting times, I'm curious
Yeah.
about those long-term implications of IL-6 inhibition.
Okay.
The trial looked at the immediate effects,
Right.
but what about way down the line?
Long-term consequences of blocking this molecule.
Because IL-6 isn't just,
Some evil.
causing all this trouble.
Right. It does have important roles in the immune system.
It helps us fight infection.
Regulates inflammation.
So suppressing it long-term,
Could have unintended consequences.
we don't know yet
Right. The trial didn't show any major red flags.
in terms of safety
But we need those long-term studies.
to understand the risks
Absolutely. Long-term safety monitoring is essential,
for any new treatment,
especially one targeting such a key part of the immune system.
like IL-6.
Exactly. So again, it comes back to personalized medicine.
It always does.
That decision to use IL-6 inhibition
And for how long?
has to be made for each individual patient.
Weighing the risks and the benefits.
Absolutely. So this trial has really opened up
A Pandora's box.
questions about IL-6.
We're still learning.
It reminds us that we still don't fully
The
understand.
complexities of the immune system.
And this highlights the need for research
Mhm.
to continue refining our understanding of these pathways.
It's an ongoing process.
And for neurologists in practice,
yeah,
it's so important to stay up to date
on this research.
on this evolving
It-
research.
absolutely.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
let's distill some key takeaways.
Some pearls.
Some pearls for neurologists.
So first of all, satralizumab showed modest but statistically significant improvements in GMG symptom.
Right. Modest being the key word there.
Modest, and we saw that plateau during the open label extension.
So cautious optimism.
Cautious optimism.
It has potential.
does.
But we need more data
Especially long-term data.
on the long-term effects and how well it works in different subtypes.
Exactly. And secondly,
Mm-hmm.
this trial really emphasizes the importance of personalized medicine.
We need to tailor the treatment
Absolutely.
to each patient
To the individual.
based on their specific subtype, their disease severity, previous treatments,
And everything.
what they want.
All of it.
And finally,
This study adds to the growing body of evidence.
regarding the role of IL-6 in GMG,
It shows us that we can target these pathways.
these immune pathways.
But it also highlights that we need more research.
We always need more research
Well-
to really understand this complex disease.
We're getting there.
So staying informed is so important for
Agree.
neurologists,
To provide the best care.
the best possible care to their patients.
For sure.
And remember, this
Yeah.
deep dive is just a glimpse.
A little taste.
We encourage you to go and read the full LUMINESCE trial paper
The whole thing.
for that complete understanding.
Dive in.
We hope this has been helpful for you
I hope so.
to better understand GMG.
And potential new treatments.
And we'll continue this discussion
We will.
in the next part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Weekly Neurology Deep Dive. We've been really digging into this LUMINESCE trial, talking about the findings and what they mean for how we treat GMG. But now,
Okay.
I want to shift gears a little and focus on some more specific aspects of the research.
Okay, get into the weeds.
Yeah, get into the weeds a little bit, things that might spark some questions for neurologists. You know, as they're seeing their patients. So one area I wanted to touch on is the dosing.
Okay, the regimen.
Yeah, the dosing regimen for satralizumab, because this trial actually used a weight-based dosing strategy,
They did?
meaning patients got different doses depending on their weight.
Right, so it suggests that, finding that right dose
Mm-hmm.
is really important
For getting the best results.
for efficacy and minimizing side effects.
So can you walk us through the specifics of this dosing strategy?
Sure, so there were 2 dose levels,
Okay.
120 milligrams for patients weighing 100 kilograms or less,
Okay.
and then 180 milligrams for those weighing more than 100 kilograms.
So essentially they were trying to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that patients were getting enough of the drug.
To block that IL-6 receptor.
Right. But not too much.
Exactly. Find that sweet spot.
Where they're getting the benefit
Without
all those side
yeah.
effects. So this weight-based dosing,
It could be really helpful.
yeah, it's good information for neurologists to have.
It really highlights the fact that individualized dosing is really important.
One size doesn't fit all,
It doesn't.
especially when it comes to medication. So now I want to talk about monitoring.
Okay, patient progress.
Yeah. How do
Yeah.
we monitor these patients?
Well, I think the trial gives us some really good tools.
Mm-hmm.
They use those standardized measures like the MG-ADL, the QMG,
Those can help us track,
track progress.
objectively track progress,
See how they're responding to the treatment.
and then make decisions
Like
about
treatment adjustments.
adjusting the treatment if we need to.
Absolutely.
So we're using data
To guide our decision.
to guide our clinical judgment, but it's not just about the numbers.
It's not. We also need to listen to the patient.
Right. What are they experiencing?
Like, how are they feeling?
Are they noticing any changes?
What's their day-to-day life like?
Can they do the things they want to do?
Are they able to participate in those activities that are important to them?
So it's combining that objective data.
With that subjective experience,
Look at the full picture
that holistic picture.
of how the patient's doing. So let's zoom out for a second.
Okay.
Big picture.
Big picture.
What are some of the key takeaways
For neurologists,
for neurologists from this deep dive, things that they can take with them
Into their practice.
into their practice, into their everyday lives?
well, I think this trial,
LUMINESCE.
yes, it really opens up a new chapter.
In understanding
DMG
a G
and the potential of IL-6 inhibition
at a target
as a target.
for treatment.
It's really exciting. There's a lot more to explore here.
A lot more to learn, but it's definitely promising for future treatments.
It is. And I think it also really emphasizes
Mhm.
the need for personalized medicine in GMG.
We can't just have one treatment for everybody.
No more one size fits all.
We need to think about each individual patient.
Tailor that treatment to them.
Absolutely. And lastly,
I think this is a great reminder for neurologists
to stay up to date.
on the latest research.
The field is always
Changes.
evolving. There's always something new.
New discoveries all the time.
So we have to keep learning
Lifelong learning.
to provide the best care for our patients.
Couldn't agree more.
So we encourage you to read that full LUMINESCE trial paper,
Yeah, dive in.
get all the details,
All the nuances.
and we hope that this deep dive has been helpful for you
A good starting point.
to better understand GMG and these potential future treatments.
A jumping off point.
And, until next time,
Keep learning.
keep those minds sharp.
Those neurons firing.
Thank you for joining us on Weekly Neurology Deep Dive.